Hello, and welcome to another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie. So I'm here as of March 2nd. I beat cancer. I do have a CAT scan on next month, and they're gonna I'm in observation mode. So we're just checking to make sure that none of my other cells decide that they want in on the fun. After my last episode, the first round went great. The second round was a bit rough. I ended up in the hospital with severe back pain. Found out I had a blood clot in the main artery that goes to my intestines. So I'm on blood thinners now. And then the last round was the worst. For at least 2 days, I couldn't walk. I literally had to crawl in my home to get to the bathroom and to get back to the couch. It was really bad. The neuropathy was really, really awful. I did talk to my oncologist about a week after I had finished my last round, and they said that if I do have to get treatment again, that we will not be using the same drug that we used this last time. Because I shouldn't be going through that. Like, you're so young, you shouldn't be having this extreme of a reaction. So there's that. I'm back to work. It's been going okay. I think this week is week 3 of being back, which is crazy. I've been doing okay. So a bit has happened. I say a lot. There was a death in the family. It was my closest aunt's youngest son. So I'm going to kind of leave this out. I'm not going to talk about it here. It's a bit personal matter. So we're going to skip to 3 weeks later after this happened, where the funeral was, and I saw my mother. Obviously, that's her nephew. And like all funerals, they're sad. This one was probably the hardest one I've went to in 20 years. My mother was there, and I barely spoke to her. I kept my distance. I didn't want to be around her. I did talk. I was there. I mean, I was there for my aunt. I was there for, her kids. I was there for the people who were really important to my nephew, including my brother and my nieces. That's who I was there for, and that's who I spent my time with. I did not stay for the luncheon. I did talk to my brother and my nieces and my mother's husband and my mom, kind of, because she was there, of course. But I left shortly after that. I must have at some point said I might stop by, but I wasn't really going to be around. I had plans that didn't concern them. It was really difficult because my mom's big on putting on a show, and she didn't really try. She didn't help her husband walk up the ramp. She didn't help him walk down the ramp. His hip is really like bothering him. Like, he already has to sit in the car for, half hour to 45 minutes. He doesn't walk well. It was just hard to watch her just leave him behind or let him go in front of her. It was a very clear message of, I don't love you. I don't care about you. I don't like you. And that hurt. That bothered me, I think, more than anything else that day, besides, obviously the loss that my family had experienced. After that, I realized I didn't want to really have a relationship with her at all. Like, I was done trying. A week later, I had a revelation where I was having a pretend conversation with her. It's kind of like, what I would say, what I want to say to her, basically, right? And it was the first time, even in a practice conversation, just by myself, where, because I haven't been able to do it in therapy, where I could really sit down and tell her all the, like, four things that really bother me, and really why I don't want to have a relationship with her. And once I got that out, I realized that I don't need to feel guilty anymore. I've chosen not to have a relationship with her because she's not a safe person for me and my children. I've chosen not to have a relationship with her and because I don't have a relationship with liars. I don't engage with people who manipulate and lie and just want to control a narrative. I don't do that. So when I realized that I had every right to walk away, as any other no contact child does, it doesn't have to be as bad as somebody else's. We all have our own story. We've all been through our own things. And unless you walk in those person's shoes, unless you've lived their life through their experiences, through their through their eyes, through in their body, in their mind, you don't get to say, well, mine was worse. And I used to preach that to my friends. They would have arguments. Well, my life was worse than yours. And I'm like, until you walked in her shoes, you can't say that. And now I'm saying it to me. What I went through is valid. What I experienced is valid. What she did was wrong. And it's not okay. She even had times where she tried to manipulate my son to not trust me. But the only reason it didn't work was because I don't lie to my kids. I don't hide things from my kids. I'm very honest with my children. So if they ask me a question, I answer it without second guessing, without even thinking about it. I just answer the question. And there were a handful of times where this would happen. My son would come home after spending time with her, ask me a question, I'd answer it, and give it a second to thought. It didn't click until I was away from her. And even though I can't remember those exact questions, I remember they happened. And I remember feeling like, well, that was weird. Wonder why he asked that today. But never really put two and two together because I'm just honest with my kids. I don't lie to my kids. I'm very upfront, and I don't manipulate them. I don't lie to them. I don't make them see things how I want them to see things. We all have our own experiences. So that was when I just stopped. And coincidentally, it was during, like, she works for a school district. She was on spring break at the time when this happened. What was really funny was she never messaged me at all during her vacation. Not one time. Which I was like, well, that's odd. But it was also kind of nice. And then her second day back at work, she had messaged me on her lunch break. Asked me how things were. And I was just like, I'm not answering that. Next day, her husband calls. I don't answer the phone. I know if I wait long enough, he'll forget he was supposed to ask me a question. And he did forget because I called him back yesterday And yeah, he had definitely forgotten about asking me a question. So win-win. It's great when you're when people get older and they have short-term memory loss. I can't remember things. So it worked out in my favor, but it's just one of those things where I don't play the game anymore. And I'm not going to let her use him to get to me anymore. I know how you play the game and I'm not playing. And that's it. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, 2 years ago. This is why this is now season 3. Because I'm in a brand new season of my life. And I'm moving on. And I am not letting old habits or negative energy or any of that control me or in my life or in my space and take up my energy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be loved. I deserve so much more than I've ever let myself believe. That is my dog in the background. If you can hear her, I'm sorry. She's outside talking to her friend who lives next door. That's what they do every day. Anyway, so yeah, this year is a lot of fun. I'm saving money by not impulse spending. My last impulse spending was 2 weeks ago or a week or so ago. I am now done. I have actually taken Facebook off of my phone because I do not need ads thrown at me. TikTok, I'm learning how to just scroll past, just skip the ads. It's easier when you can just do this instead of Facebook where you're supposed to be seeing your friends and you just see ad, friend, ad, friend, ad. No, I'm done. So Facebook, you're dead to me. Unfortunately, I have to keep you because of school related stuff with my kids. Otherwise, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. Sorry, it was a bit dramatic. Instagram doesn't do that to me, so I've let that slide. I am posting more over there. Not that you'll see because that's my personal private page. Unless you know me in real life, you're not going to see it. I'm so sorry. This is fun. So I'm saving money for my best friend and I to go on a trip to across the pond. I'm not saying where because none of your business. But I'm saving funds. That's what I'm doing with not impulse spending, with not ordering out. I'm saving that money for that. Also, I have a graduation coming up sooner than I like that I also need to save money for so we can do all the things and all the fun things and do things. Do the things. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I feel good. I'm happy and I'm taking care of myself. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing well. And I hope you join me next time on another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie.